Hello everyone, welcome back to Tech Teach. In our previous videos, we covered different ways to define functions in JavaScript: function declaration, function expressions, and arrow function. Today, we are getting hands-on. We'll write code starting with a simple greeting function and then moving on to a practice problem converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. And finally, we'll explore a very important JavaScript concept, hoisting. Let's get started. Let us start with a simple function that greets the user. We'll implement this using all three function types. First, let us add HTML structure to this. Within body, add script tag. And within script tag, we'll start our program. Let us write a function using very common way, that is function declaration. So function greet with one parameter, that is name, and this function will simply return hello followed by the name. Now let us call this function console.log, and here we'll call this function as greet and we can pass any name here. So this is most common way to define a function called function declaration. Let us execute this function. We'll go to the console and see the message has been printed here. Now let us see how we can do the same using function expression. For that, first let us define a variable greet exp, that is expression, and assign function to it. So function again with one parameter name, and this function will also do the same thing. It will return greeting message, that is. Let us now change the message. Hello, then name, and just to understand we'll write here from function expression. Here we have assigned a function to a variable. So to call this function we have to use that variable, that is greet exp, and then here we can pass the name. And to see the output, we'll write console.log. Let us now check this function in execution. If I refresh the page, here you will see the message hello Ravi, and that message is from function expression. Function expression gives more flexibility, especially when passing functions as a parameter. Now let us make it even shorter with an arrow function. For arrow function, let us again define one variable. This time I'll give name as greet arrow. With an arrow function, there is no need to write function keyword, So we can directly give parameter, and as we have only one parameter, no need to give round parenthesis. So simply I'll write name followed by arrow, and here our function contains only one statement, and that is return. So no need to give return keyword as well. So directly we can write hello plus name just to understand. We can give here from arrow function, and to call this function we just have to use this name of the variable greet arrow, and to this variable we'll pass name. Now let us check with arrow function. And here you see the message from arrow function. So with arrow function we have removed function keyword, we have removed round parenthesis, and even we have removed return keyword, which makes it super concise. Now that we have seen how to define functions in different ways, let us apply this to real world problem, converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. First of all, we'll use function declaration to define this function. So let us define function using function keyword. We'll give name C2F, and to this function we'll pass one parameter, that is Celsius value, and this function will return us corresponding Fahrenheit value. So for that we have to use formula to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, that is return Celsius star, that is multiplied by 9/5 and add 32 to it, so plus 32. This is simple function to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Now let us call this function. So I'll use document.write, and from document.write we'll call this function C2F, and we can pass any value to this function. For understanding, I will just add one message here, that is function declaration, so that we will understand from which function the message is getting printed. Let us now convert the same function to function expression. So for function expression we have to define a variable first, C2F exp equal to, and then use function keyword, give the parameter Celsius, and it will do the same thing. So I'll just copy this return statement and paste it here. Now to call the function we can write document.write, and we have to call this function expression, so C2F exp pass some value to it, and for the sake of understanding we'll write here function expression. To format our output We'll just add here a break line. Now similar function we can write using arrow function syntax. Arrow function gives us very concise syntax which makes your code very short. So for arrow function, again define one variable C2F arrow equal to, now no need to give function keyword as it is only one parameter, no need to give parenthesis, directly you can write Celsius followed by arrow and then whatever value you want to return. So we'll just write here Celsius multiplied by 9/5 and add 32 to it. So this is simple one line arrow function for converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. To call the function, document.write. Now we'll call this C2F arrow function and can pass any value to it. And let us add this message arrow function. You can see how clean and compact this arrow function looks like. No need for extra syntax, just pure functionality. Now let us execute this program. And here you can see the output from each function we have defined. Now let us understand an interesting concept, that is hoisting. And for hoisting, function declarations behave differently from function expression and arrow function. Let us see in action. So here is our function declaration, and after function declaration here we have called the function. So let us shift this line above function declaration and check what happened. So I am refreshing the page and you can see there is no change in the output. So even though we are calling the function before its definition, JavaScript hoist function declaration to the top, so it works just fine. But now let us see what happens with function expression. So similarly we will shift this function call before function definition. Now I'll go to the browser. Here I'll refresh the page and see no message from function expression. Let us check if there is any error. So I'll go to the console and here you can see we cannot access Celsius to Fahrenheit, that is C2F EXP, before initialization. So from this we understand that function expressions are not hoisted, so we cannot call them before they are defined. Now let us test this with an arrow function. Before that I'll just restore this line to its place. And now let us check with arrow function. So this function call we will shift before definition. Now I'll go to the browser and see we are getting message from function expression, but we are not getting message from arrow function. And you can see in the console now we have error to C2F ARR, that means we have error to this arrow function. This means that arrow functions, just like function expressions, are not hoisted. So always define them before calling. So let us restore this line. And now everything seems fine without any error. So today we saw how to define functions in 3 different ways, applied them to real world problem and explored the concept of hoisting. Now try creating a Fahrenheit to Celsius function using all 3 methods and drop your code in the comment below. Thanks for watching.